What is an opera? Well, first of all, an opera is a play set to music. I'm sure everyone's been to a play at some time. They can be very short or very long. Operas can vary too. Most of them are large works, and they'll take maybe 2 hours or more. And they're all music. Traditional opera doesn't have any speech. So how do you start? Well, first of all, just like a play, you need a story. And the story of an opera is called a libretto. In Italian, libretto means little book. In this case, it's a pretty large book. And then the person who writes the book is called a librettist. The composer, most of the time, is not the librettist. Most of the time, a playwright does write the story. But there are some composers who do write their own libretto. And then, of course, you need singers. Here we have two types. We have soloists, and then we have a chorus. The soloists are the people that you come to hear. They're the ones who have been studying and studying and studying, and they are going to play the rights of the major characters. The soloists are chosen just the way a major character in a play would be chosen. They have to fit the part of that character. And in this case, their voice also has to fit the part of the character. For example, if you would like to have a part in the opera that is maybe a young girl, they might use a very high voice, and then maybe you want somebody's character who is very scary, and then you might want maybe a lower voice called a basso profundo. And the operas have names for the types of singers that are used. The arias, once done, they're your stars. So if they sing a soloist, it's not uncommon for the audience to stand up and say bravo, or brava if it's a woman singing. The other part of the solos are the recitatives. If we didn't have recitatives, it would be a much longer than 2.5 hours time to hear an opera. The recitatives are sort of like rap. They remind me of that when the singer takes a lot of words and just sings them very fast. Again, it's there to move the story on, and the soloists sing the arias to decorate it. Your chorus is traditional, soprano, alto, tenor, bass. There might be a few in between, depending on, again, the characters. But the soloists, they usually play the parts of maybe the townspeople getting together or a group of people. We also have to have an orchestra. And it depends on the style that we're going to use. The composer makes all of the music for the orchestra, and their main job is to accompany to the singers. When the composer looks at it, he has to decide what type of music he wants to meet the type of the story. He might use some traditional things like strings, so he would have to write for the strings 1, strings 2, viola 1, and so on. But again, depending on the style, he might use a ukulele, he might use a guitar, a harp, and he would go through all of this building the orchestra parts. And again, he would have to write parts for every part of these. So it's a lot of work being done. The composer also has to write an overture. Every opera starts with an overture, and it's what sets the mood for the opera. But it's always an instrumental piece. Sometimes it's a standalone piece that will be used later in just a concert program. And again, he has to pick all of these same categories and build his music. Did I tell you opera means work, and it's a big work, and the composer and the librettist work very hard to put it all together.